Welcome to another Helldivers session. It is Wednesday, my dudes. It is halfway through the week and we're making it. We're making it. So I figured, hey, today's a good day to go out and Helldive, have some fun. So good morning. It's an AMA, so you can ask me anything today as we go through it. And let's just try and wake up and make today a good day. I know sometimes that's hard. Sometimes it's hard. Especially when you're only halfway through the week and you still got 3 days of work staring down the barrel. But good morning, Bubble. How is it going today? How are you doing? In fact, let's replace this with this, and then let's grab and eat. There we go. Okay, we're ready. Ceramic is here. Good morning, Carl. Hello, everyone was waiting for me. I know I'm late this morning. I'm sorry. I know I was late a little bit. I slept in on accident. Have y'all been watching the so Helldivers just released yesterday their charity event where they're releasing some exclusive signed Helldivers items for charity auction, and I thought I'm gonna get some of those. I want some of that custom art. Looks kind of cool. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. I thought, okay, this is currently at like $100, so maybe on payday I can bid like $200 or $300, and I can get myself a custom piece of art since I do a lot of Helldivers and it's for a good cause. I really thought I had a chance, and now like the helmet's at like $6,500, the art's at over $1,000. Like there is no way. Unfortunately, I thought, okay, it'll go up a little bit. No, it went up a lot. So I am not getting any custom art, unfortunately. I will have to do something else. How am I doing this morning? Today has been a good morning. We are halfway through the week, and I am ready for the weekend. I don't quite know what I'm doing this weekend, but I found a old person bird watching subreddit, and I've been posting a few of my bird photos on there, and they're getting a lot of recognition, which feels great. That finally I found my people. I found my people who like my photography, and they just happen to be bird watchers. So I've been feeling really good that a lot of people have been liking my bird photos lately. So that feels good, and still losing weight, still enjoying things. I gotta try the other day I gotta try pickle de gallo. I bought some of that, which is, instead of pico de gallo with tomatoes, it is made out of pickles primarily, and that is surprisingly good. So I did not think the pickle de gallo was gonna be that delicious, but it is. So if you get a chance, try some pickle de gallo. It is so good. It's one of those things where I thought a lot of people were like, ew, that's super gross sounding, but it really is. It really is super good. Still electric diving, yes. Still out here with the electric diving. I really enjoy the de-escalator. It's not the best weapon, especially like there you saw it took so much to take down a Bile Titan. It looks like there is a known error that when you're playing in a group of 4, it does more damage, which is great. But it also means when there's not a group of 4, you're not nearly as effective. So it's not the meta weapon, but I think it's the most fun weapon I've had. It's just pickles and onions, right? So it's pickles, onions, a little bit of habanero and jalapeno, and some red bell peppers all mixed together. Doing good at work. Do you have a favorite bird to get pictures of? Oh man, I mean, I'll take pictures of any bird. My absolute favorite, though, to see is probably hummingbirds. I absolutely love hummingbirds. I remember, here's a dumb story for you. When I was in the 3rd grade, we had to do a report on animals. And the way the teacher did it was they wrote a bunch of animals up on the board, and then they randomly selected people and said, come up to the board, and you put your name next to the animal, and that's the animal that you get to do your report on. Very easy. Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. And she decided to go in reverse alphabetical order, which meant I was one of the last ones to pick. And this is going to be really dumb, but one of the animals she put up there was raptors. And this is this is a bunch of kids, right? A bunch of third graders. So she meant like raptor birds, the kind that like eagles and the genus of raptors. But you know, as dumb third graders, all we could think of was Raptors the dinosaur, and so everyone wanted to do raptors. But I ended up getting hummingbirds. I got ruby red hummingbirds, and I ended up falling in love with them. But I do remember also that was one of the earliest examples of misinformation on the internet, because as I was researching them, the number one thing I put in my report was that they have such tiny hearts that they don't beat on their own, so they have to constantly fly, and if they stop flying, then their heart will stop beating and they will pass away. So I got a good grade on my report, but I'm pretty sure I told a bunch of third graders misinformation, so, you know, through my fault, but I fell in love with ruby red hummingbirds after that report. I also ended up having to do a report on black widows, and I can safely say that I did not fall in love with black widow spiders after that report. Just keep the lore alive. I like spicy stuff. I love spicy food too. I put hot sauce on everything. Although when it comes to spice, I'm very particular about my spice. Like, I like the spice when it's flavorful and it adds a little zing to it, but I don't like eating spicy food that's like Carolina Reaper. It's going to hurt when you eat it. You're going to cry and suffer for the next 10 minutes while you try and choke this food down, right? So there's a balance between like spicy and enjoyable, and I feel like a lot of hot sauces nowadays are not teetering that line correctly. They just go for pure heat and not enough flavor. It needs to have flavor too. There's a classroom full of adults now that bust out at parties. Sounds smart. And that's the messed up thing, is no one questioned it, because I was always the quote smart kid, the talented and gifted kid. So when I said something, people were like, "Oh yeah, that's right." So like, no one corrected me. And it seems like that should have been an easy correction. Oh, sorry, dude. I ran right in front of your bullets. There we go. Okay. So yeah, ruby red hummingbirds are my absolute favorite. Although I'll take a picture of any birds. I especially love birds that like to land in trees, like little chickadees and little birds like that. They often will find like these little holes in trees to rest in, which gives it like this very nice natural frame. And that makes for a really great photo when they're just like surrounded by leaves and color, and that really makes for a good photo, like photography wise. So I really enjoy that sometimes too. How long have meteor storms and earthquakes been in the game? I want to say that earthquakes were added at start, that there were always earthquakes, but the meteor storms, were added, I want to say, after a few months, because what happened was there were quite a few world events that were in the game that people really didn't like, and so they went through and like rebalanced them and changed them. There was like this great rebalancing and changing after a few months. Like, I know the one that people hated the most, it wasn't a world event, but it was when you played against the bots. The bots had a chance to make it so you could only carry 3 stratagems instead of 4, and people hated that. Like they actively would avoid and leave missions when that happened. So they reworked that one because people were not engaging with that one. Another one people hated, mostly because they didn't understand it, was they had one where when you called in your stratagem, occasionally it would call in the wrong stratagem. Like it would confuse the buttons that you're putting in, so you would call in the wrong thing, and that led to so many hilarious deaths. But people really hated that, so they took that one away too. Boy Cube, welcome in. Why did my entire senior year of high school calculus class have such a strong focus on quadratic equations? Was the practical daily application? I was a mathlete. Mathlete is possibly the nerdiest sounding thing in the world. No joke. Love Helldivers 2. Watching the diving right now while driving. Welcome in. I am a huge Helldivers fan. We were just talking about. Have you seen the charity that they're doing? That you can get a signed helmet by the cast, the creators, for like $6,000, and there's original artwork you can get for like $500. You can also get a custom controller, but that one's up to like $1,000. So you can get some really cool stuff if you have the money to pay for it. Because x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2b. You know, one of the funny things is you have all these kids, especially now, who are saying, like, why aren't we taught useful things in school? Because we're taught, like, this quadratic equation, but why aren't we taught things like our taxes or, you know, things that actually matter? And the thing I think a lot of kids forget is, like, did anyone really pay attention that much in school? Like, if they actually taught us taxes in school, would you have actually paid attention to us teaching taxes in school? Because I really don't think you would have, you know, so I don't think it would make a difference if they taught taxes in school or not. Oh boy, he's angry at me. Let's fly. Let's fly. Check it out after the kids. Yeah, check it out. It's really cool to see. Have I heard of the game Peak? I think so. I think that's the game that's really popular right now. Like, all the streamers are playing where, like, you're doing a hike together or something like that. That game, is that the one you're talking about? I've seen clips of it. I don't know if I'm interested in it. It seems like there's a really popular genre of game right now that I don't really enjoy, is the really poorly made meme game that you're supposed to play with a bunch of friends. And the problem is I don't have a bunch of friends or a bunch of time to play games like that, so they don't seem to be made for people like me, because I don't have, like, the people to enjoy it with, and the games seem like they're really made to be enjoyed, like, with silly memeing going on in the background. You know, it doesn't look like it's meant to be played like as a serious, I'm playing this game as a scholar, you know? So I don't really enjoy those games too much, but I have seen it. My son has helped me keep an eye on the road so I can participate in chat. He's almost 8. Oh, hopefully you're staying safe out there. Don't do anything too dangerous. Oh, I had something else. What was the something? There was something else I was gonna say. I'm trying to think of, and I lost it. Oh, what was it? Boy Q, real life. Welcome, RL. Almost off the freeway. Objective critical stratagem available. Ah, I lost it. I had something else important I was gonna say this morning, I thought, but apparently it was not important enough, because y'all aren't getting it because I forgot. So, sorry. It's gonna bug me all. I'm gonna remember it like 3 hours after stream, and then I'll post it as an update for y'all. But it's gonna take a while. I also run. They're throwing stuff down there. I did finally get to the dentist. I know we were talking about the anxiety there. This is one of those. Thank God, right? I asked the dentist, I was just curious, because, like, I hadn't been in 15 years. I had anxiety, I had depression, there were a lot of things. I didn't have insurance for a while, so there's a lot of reasons that factored into it. But essentially, I was like, I need to finally go, but I know it's going to be terrible because I haven't gone to the dentist in forever, and, you know, it's bad. So I had to ask the dentist, like, am I the worst case scenario you've ever seen? And he just laughed at me. He was like, you're not even close. I was like, that actually makes me feel so much better. And I was so happy to see that at least the dentist that I went to, that seemed like they were very much concerned with anxiety and making people feel comfortable, understanding that most people don't like the dentist and they can make ways to make it a more enjoyable experience. So surprisingly, he said I had no cavities, so I do not know how I did not get cavities over all these years, especially with how much sugar and garbage I ate, but I'll take it. However, I do have to go for a couple deep cleanings, and I still have to go get the wisdom teeth pulled. So, you know, there's still some bad stuff, but it's not break my jaw open bad like I thought it was going to be. So I'll take it. I'll take a win where I can get a win. You lost the food I was putting away? I have done that many a times. Drop the pan or whatever. It is one of the worst feelings. Especially when it's like good food that you're looking forward to. Like, if you drop the salad, it's like, oh no, the salad. But if you drop the tacos, like, there's actual regret. Speaking of tacos, I got to try a new ground beef substitute that's all tofu. That's supposed to taste like beef, and it actually tasted pretty good. I was impressed. Like, I don't think you would actually fool anyone. I don't think it'd be like one of those commercials, like, did you know you just ate tofu? No way. But it had a unique taste and flavor, and pretty good. So, no, like, I lost it like it's gone. Like, do you have... I know, like, people with ADHD struggle with that, where, like, the second you stop looking at something, it no longer exists. So, like, you put something down somewhere, like, I'll remember this, and then it's just gone. It's something like that, because, yeah, definitely, definitely understand that as well, where you put it down and it's just gone forever. I had to do the deep clean when I finally went again, painful at times. When the pain came, I was like, I deserve this. This is why I need to come more often. Yeah. That is, I said a lot of Hail Marys while I was laying there in that uncomfortable chair. Maybe that's why people keep asking me if I'm autistic. There was someone who posted about autism, because I am not diagnosed, but I am fairly certain that I am at least somewhere on that spectrum, because it is a spectrum, right? So in theory, if it is truly a spectrum, then every person is on that spectrum somewhere. They say that, quote, normal people can sense the autism on you, and that's why a lot of people don't like you. And, like, that hit home for me so much. Like, oh, I thought this was normal, but apparently it's not. And all these people could see it but me, and no one had the courtesy to tell me, apparently. So... but, you know, it's one of those things where it doesn't impact my life enough that I don't feel like I need to, like, go get a diagnosis, because I don't feel like it's really deeply impacting my life that much. But it's now on the back of my mind, or I think it'll always be a question now, right? Like, maybe, am I? I don't know. But I'm pretty certain. I will, if I was a betting man, I would put money on it. But I am not a betting man. I do, though. I will say that the only gambling I ever do is when we're traveling and we stop at, like, a casino. I will play blackjack for $20, and usually it means I'll put $20 down, I'll lose my first hand, and I'll lose all the money. Sometimes I'll win, though, and I'll walk away with 40 bucks, but that's my way of, like, okay, we're stopping here to use their bathrooms and stretch our legs and drink their free water, so, you know, I want to thank them for that, so they can continue to keep the bathrooms clean and nice. So I put $20 down and usually immediately lose it. But I do enjoy blackjack. I just don't enjoy, like, I already have so little money for all the things I want in my life. Like, we talk about going to Japan and Ireland and Scotland and all these things. Like, I cannot imagine just throwing money down the money hole while gambling. I can't imagine that. I did try roulette the last time that I went instead of blackjack, and that was even more awful because it felt like even more unfair. It's just like, okay, I'm going to put money on 13 and I have a 1/36 chance of making money, and I lost it all immediately. So I am not a fan of roulette. Just saying my kid is sleeping in crucifixion mode, actually super cute. Have you seen that picture that goes around of the child sleeping aid device that's supposed to keep the kid's hands, quote, safe, and it's literally a cross with Velcro on it so you can strap your kid down to sleep like this so they can't move their hands around at night. I'm pretty sure it's a joke thing that someone made, but it is hilarious and awful at the same time. My neighbor won $13,000 on roulette recently, and he said they shut down the table. I mean, is $13,000 even anything to a casino? Like, I thought they didn't even care until you started winning, like, the hundreds of thousands. That's when they get the concerns. That's awful. Oh, it is. It is absolutely awful. Also, so Emmy and I have been talking a lot about kids, and we are definitely going to be trying for kids soon. And so Emmy is kind of on this kick where she's buying things for when we have a nursery. And if you know Emmy at all, you know that she is a very spooky goth kind of person. Michael's has a Summerween collection that is all bright pink Halloween things that are like pop punk cute. And so our nursery is going to be filled with ghosts and things like that. I know though that she's hoping for a girl, and I keep telling her that it's not going to happen because somehow this is something my family has always said. I don't believe it's true, but this is the family lore. So you are all lucky. You are getting the Waffles lore that no one on stream has ever heard before. All right. So here's the lore I was told as a kid that I'm 90% sure is made up. So everyone in my family, when they have children, they have two males first. My mom and dad had me and my brother. My uncle had my cousins who are both male. My grandpa had two boys. All the way back as far as we could see, we always had two male babies. And my grandma told me that it's because our family was cursed. And she said that it happened way back in Scotland, because a part of my family is from Scotland, that our family was known as the biggest jerks in the land, absolutely hated by so many people. And he would, this ancestor of mine would walk around and make fun of people. And one day he made fun of a witch, and the witch cursed him and gave him two curses. One curse was that all the Waffle men would have a scar on their face, and that they would always have two boys before they could have a girl. And that was allegedly the family curse that we were given. And the reason I believed my grandma is because, like, part of it was true. Like, we saw, okay, yep, there are always boys in the family. That part is absolutely true. I have a scar right here where I was hit with a shovel. My brother has a scar on his forehead where he was hit with a golf club. Both of my cousins have a ton of scars on their faces. So I was like, yeah, okay, grandma knows what she's talking about. Yeah, well, we're cursed. Yes, this is Helldivers. Although they could make a Halo game like this. Like, I think there was talk of it. Like, they could absolutely make a Halo game in this style. I think they could pull that off pretty easy, I think. An elephant can squirt out a baby and be walking in 5 minutes. Human babies take 18 years and still get DUIs and tattoos. So there you go. There is the Waffle family curse that I'm fairly certain doesn't exist. Also, being an adult and looking back on it, like, what kind of curse is that realistically? Like, don't most cultures value having male children? So wouldn't the curse be to have female children for most cultures? Like, it doesn't make sense when you spend more than 5 seconds thinking about it. But I was one of those kids who's like, why would my grandma lie to me? Why would my grandpa lie to me? Like, they're family, they love me, they wouldn't lie to me. So I just believed everything. So, I'm fairly certain that it's not a real story in any capacity, but it's a fun story. So I will tell you though, there was a story that grandma told me that I thought she was lying about, but was absolutely true, and I confirmed this with my dad, who doesn't lie to me, so this one shocked me. Xtina, that's a little harsh for this morning. Are you alright? Like, that, the vibes are off. What's up with that? Like, you okay? You gotta talk about it? Abyss Walker's here. I did notice your name and profile, although not very much, because I'm deep in the helldiving right now. I scroll by and hear, cursed to have female children. Why is the Catholic helldiver putting hexes on my bloodline? I don't do hexes anymore, I promise. So this story is actually true. So my grandfather, God rest his soul, was a CB and in Vietnam, and the CB, their job was they would basically get orders to build bases. So his job was they would drop these giant boxes full of supplies, materials, and things like that in the middle of enemy territory and say, hey, you 10 guys go to this enemy position where we just dropped some supplies and turn it into a fortified base for us. So they would send in like 10 guys and tell them, hey, go build a base out of this garbage we left you. And like their main skill was they could make anything. Like my grandpa had this amazing skill where he could build anything. He saw my dad got a 6-wheel floating boat machine once that was really fun. And so he just built one of those in his backyard. He built his own floating pontoon boat. If it existed, he could build it. Now, granted, it wouldn't be built well. It would be dangerous and sketchy, but it was built. So I believe him that he was a CB, that he could really build or do anything he wanted to. So he was a CB for a while. He served in Vietnam. He came back. And the story goes that in the middle of the night, a G-man, you know, the government, the men in black, came and knocked on the door and said, Grandpa, we need you to come develop something. We need you for some sort of secret mission. You will be away from your family for 1 to 2 years. You will have a life insurance policy for $1 to $2 million because you are most likely not coming back from this. But we need you. What say you? Will you come back? And I was like, Grandma, that's not real. That's some James Bond spy stuff. Like, the government men in black don't come to your door at midnight with secret missions. Apparently that really did happen, though. Grandpa turned them down, but apparently they really did have government agents come back and try and get him to re-enlist for a mission, but he had 2 young children at the time, and he didn't want to abandon them to go do whatever it was. And unfortunately, my grandpa is now passed, so I'll never know what they actually wanted, but he turned them down. The other piece of family lore that exists probably to some level of hyperbole, I'm guessing, is one of my other family members who no one talks about was a California socialite in like the 40s or 50s. Like he was a big wig with the Hollywood and all the celebrities, and so important, that figure. And he would regularly host big secret parties. And at these parties, basically all these famous people would come, and they would come to the house, and they would all go down to the basement, and they had a bodyguard who would lock them in the basement, and something would happen in the basement. I don't know what. No one's ever explained to me what happens in the basement, but something of importance happened in the basement. And then apparently, one day he got a call, and he just put down the phone. He abandoned his house. He moved into the middle of an unknown wooded area, went off the grid. No phones, no nothing. He just disappeared off the face of the earth and has never been seen from, heard from, or talked to ever again. And that's it. I don't know what lesson I'm supposed to learn from that story, because usually your kids tell you, your parents tell you stories to teach you a lesson or say. So I don't know what the lesson is there, but yeah, apparently whatever someone told him on the phone scared him so bad, he just abandoned his house, abandoned his life, and disappeared into the woods forever. So who knows? The lesson is, don't do shady things in a basement. That, to this day, I do not own a basement. So, maybe it worked, because I don't have a basement. So maybe my parents' scary story worked and scared me out of having a basement. But the family lore definitely is deep and fun. Like, okay, so we've got Hollywood socialite involved in the Illuminati. We've got Grandpa out in Vietnam. We've got Scottish jerk who's being cursed by witches. Like, apparently my family has some very interesting lore. Never a boring moment in the Waffle family. Maybe you should buy a basement. I mean, if it gets me some money, if I can rub elbows with the rich and famous, maybe it's worth it. I don't know. Basements are weird. I saw there was a comedian who made fun of this. It's not profound or anything, but it is weird how many basements are unfinished, where it's like, I'm buying this house, but then this basement is just this completely unfinished, unfurnished, sketchy place that you're attaching for some reason. Like, why does everyone want a completely unfinished area that has a high chance of flooding and ruining everything that's in there and collecting spiders? Like, it doesn't make sense why people want basements, but maybe I just don't understand basements well enough. I don't even know where to begin with family lore. Like, this one relative we see every 20 years or so because he's some kind of mountain shaman. I don't even know anymore, man. Oh, I grabbed someone's backpack. That's not what I wanted. Where's my backpack? I wanted this. There we go. Speaking of mountain shamans, there's a really interesting article I was reading the other day on schizophrenia. And it was talking about how schizophrenia in America is actually different than everywhere else in the world. And basically, people with schizophrenia in America have it much worse than people with schizophrenia in other areas. Because they said your cultural bias and your lived bias experience deeply impacts how your schizophrenia operates. And the theory that they had and were trying to show off was that, like, if you had schizophrenia in some of the other cultures, you would be considered like a shaman or a wise person. You would hear these voices and they were considered to be like these friendly guiding spirits, but nobody in America had that. In America, you have the paranoia and these evil things yelling at you and trying you to commit crimes or do these other things. And it was really fascinating how much like your cultural and personal biases could impact that. Because how many other, I'm going to say this and I'm going to be incorrect, how many other diseases work that way? But I mean, a lot of things are impacted by where you live and your proximity to help and other things. So I guess it's not unique to that, but it's really fascinating to read about how other cultures can view this as a good thing and a blessing, but America views it as this negative thing, and so it has a lot of negative repercussions that happen if you have it in America. I thought that was really fascinating. My basement's basically an apartment, but it's also unfinished. It has a wet bar with a dishwasher. I guess that sort of makes sense. If you've got a bar in your basement, I guess you want like a dishwasher to wash all the martini glasses and like highball glasses. I guess that sort of makes sense. Or like if you move your teenage son down into the basement, they can take care of their stuff. The food was in the microwave. Well, at least you know that that's where it's supposed to be, right? Like that's not a mystery, I guess. There's many reports of shamans, oracles, godmen just having schizophrenia or similar mental conditions. It is one of those things that it makes you wonder when you look back at the past and these things that we had with like oracles, like how much of it was superstition, how much of it was like a mental illness, how much of it is things that we still don't understand. Like I was listening to Animal Crossing. I love Animal Crossing. One of my favorite games. New Horizon was garbage. You know, I'm sad that the new Animal Crossing is awful, but the original couple Animal Crossings were amazing. And I'm hoping there's a big rumor. There's a big rumor that a new Animal Crossing is coming next year. So be prepared. Apparently next year we are getting a new Animal Crossing for the Switch too. So do be prepared for that. But I was watching a video on the gyroids and Animal Crossing because I absolutely love the gyroids, and someone was trying to figure out like what the heck are these things and why. Let's talk about the lore and all these different things. And so I was like, okay, that sounds kind of cool. Let's watch a video on the gyroids. And they were talking about the gyroids are based off these like 3rd century clay figures that were made in Japan, but people don't really know what they were for. You know, it's just they just existed, and so we don't really understand why they were made or what they're for or what they do. We just know that they exist. And so it's one of those things where like, what's going to happen when with us when the same thing happens to us, right? When humans go on for another 40, 50, 60 years, whatever it may be, and people look back at the things that we have, like 3D printers, right? 3D printers are all the rage right now. So what happens when they come back and look at all the things that we 3D printed and try and understand, like, oh, was this like some ancient ritual device that they used? Was this some sort of like device they used for aiding their prayers or to sacrifice to their gods, or what was the purpose of this? And it's just gonna be like a 3D printed half raccoon, half human butt on long legs weird device that really had no purpose other than I have the ability to make this, so I'm going to make it regardless of whether I should or not, you know? So it's really endlessly fascinating how many things that we think we understand from older cultures, but really it's an educated guess at best. And even then, how educated is that guess? You're gonna change your name and come back? All right. I'm excited to see what you change it to. We'll see you soon. All right, let's we got a fire build going on here. Got fire, we got fire. All right, we're diving with fire. So yeah, the gyroids, we don't actually know what the purpose of those little things were, but they're cool. They're my favorite part of Animal Crossing. The coolest thing, so the original Animal Crossing, technically on N64, but in America, GameCube. The original GameCube Animal Crossing, you had 127 gyroids that allowed you to make your own music, which revolutionary and cool. Hi Dex. So you've got that. You've got an NES emulator built into the game that allowed you to play The Legend of Zelda, Mario, Joust, all these really cool fun games. Like, you had it actually passed time with the real passing of time in real life. Like, the original Animal Crossing truly was pretty revolutionary for its time. It had a lot of really cool features, a lot of cool stuff with it, and I feel like the original Animal Crossing is way underrated, and everyone wants to talk about New Horizon, but I definitely feel like New Horizon is the worst of the features. I feel like you can get so much better with other Animal Crossings. The original was so cool. The DS games weren't bad. I do like the DS games, but I also know like the DS was limited in power, let's say. You know, the DS struggled to keep up occasionally with the intense games that they put on there, so it had some problems there. But New Horizon could have been so much better. And I know this is going to be a massively unpopular opinion, but the biggest problem with Animal Crossing New Horizon was that they had 600 animal villagers for you to enjoy, and yet there were only 16 personalities. So they ended up just saying the same things over and over and over again, and they didn't feel actually like unique or individuals. It was just like, oh, okay, it's just another nerdy villager who does the nerdy things. Like, I wanted more out of it. So I hope, and again, I know that this is going to be super unpopular to say, I hope that they use AI in the next Animal Crossing, because if they can't provide us enough villagers and content, then hopefully they can use AI to help them to make and flesh out those villagers, so there's actually like unique text and things ongoing, and it's not just the same conversation over and over and over again with different skins, you know? So if they're gonna not give us a full experience, then I hope that they use AI to give us a better experience, to flesh out the writing a little bit more, make the characters a little bit more alive, give them a little bit more personality, a little more oomph to them than what we have, because the last Animal Crossing just got boring so fast because everyone was the same. The experience was the same, and I really didn't enjoy that. So I want them to give us a little bit more when it comes to Animal Crossing next time. Please. That's my Animal Crossing rant, and why I think the first Animal Crossing was the best Animal Crossing and has yet to be topped, even though, again, I know everyone loved New Horizons. I know that I was in the minority being a hater on it, but also it didn't have gyroids at launch. Why didn't it have gyroids at launch? But with like the advent of what is that game called? My Monster Island and a few of like those music games where you put like the dudes down and they all make different sounds. You can make your own music with that. Like, why haven't they done that with gyroids? Like, gyroids are absolutely perfect for that. So we need more of that. Chicken, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. I super appreciate that. That's the first super chat I've gotten in a long while. Thank you, thank you. I guess ranting about Animal Crossing is how we're gonna hit our goals, how we're gonna pay our bills is ranting about Animal Crossing. Thank you so much. I super appreciate that. That makes my day. Alright, Bile Titan. You're spewing at me, I'm gonna spew at you. Let's see who wins this fight. Pro tip. Oh, it's me. I won that one. I did not think I was gonna win that fight. I also heard an ad for the Minecraft movie yesterday, and I'm so mad that they've leaned into the chicken jockey. Like that's how they're advertising the movie. How bad is your movie that the way you're advertising it is a 1 second clip from the movie? Like there's nothing else worth talking about in your game that chicken jockey is the thing you're going to sell people on for watching it. Like, that does not give me high hopes for the movie. Why am I constantly gaslit in this chat? I don't think you're being gaslit in this chat. Then again, I don't know what's going on. Why are we talking about toilets in my chat in the first place? We're talking about Animal Crossing here. Where did toilets come from? Polly's here. Good morning, Polly. Sorry, I was ranting about Chicken Jockey. I didn't see you come in. I did get, though, the Rambo movie collection when we were out at a retro video game store. They had the whole Rambo collection. I am very excited. I have not seen Rambo before, so I'm very excited to get to see Rambo. We did rent from our local library the new Lord of the Rings movie, the Lord of Rohirrim or whatever. It got really terrible reviews. I don't feel like it deserved the terrible reviews. Like, it was good enough. Like, it wasn't a mind-blowing movie, but I don't think it deserved a 4 out of 10. It was good for what it was, but I just don't get why people hated that movie so much. Toilets are complex shapes. Does that mean they'll confuse vampires? Because that's what Castlevania says. That's why vampires fear crosses, not because of God, but because the cross is such a complex geometric shape that it confuses the vampire's super advanced minds, which is like the dumbest explanation I've ever heard for why vampires fear crosses. This is absolutely worst lore ever. My ibuprofen is vaguely cotton candy flavored. That is interesting. All right, we're gonna talk about ibuprofen for a second. Did y'all know this is pretty common knowledge, but I know that some people don't know about it. The reason why when you buy a thing of Tylenol or ibuprofen that it's sealed was because like there was a huge thing of like the Tylenol murders back in the day where someone was just walking into stores and they were putting poison in capsules like in the Tylenol. Just like they walked into the store and the Tylenol was just open, so they would just open it up and drop some poison in there, and it was a lot of people. I think it was like 20 or 30 people ended up getting sick or passing away from the Tylenol murders, and then they passed legislation and regulations saying that we needed to factory seal these things to prevent this from happening. So the War of Roram, it was okay-ish, really. I'm more used to reading the Tolkien verse, and also the protagonist character design is horrible. The writing was no doubt terrible for the movie. You are absolutely right that the writing was not great for the movie, but it was okay for what it was. Like it's definitely not as good as the original trilogy, but what is as good as the original trilogy, right? What could actually live up to that standard? That's also why milk and ice cream have safety plastic on it. It's sad that we had to relive that, because wasn't there a really popular TikTok trend for a while, like that lady started where she walked in and started licking the ice cream. She would open up the ice cream and take the seals off of it and then lick it and then put it back in. Wasn't that like a super popular TikTok trend for a while? So we're reliving basically that exact problem as people are going around causing problems once more. Oh, we're on fire. Oh, hello. That's another one. The girl who's on fire. That's what is that? That flamey movie. Oh, geez. I'm gonna look like an idiot. What is that movie where the kid is a stupid cake decorator and he uses his advanced cake decoration skills to blend in with the environment to survive the thingy? Do you know what I'm talking about? That was a really dumb meme that was around for a while because it was like the stupidest scene. It wasn't a trend, she was just unhinged. There is a very fine line between a trend and being unhinged, I have found. I am not sure people know there's a difference, honestly, some days. Mozzarella sticks. Did you notice the pun in my name? Sticks like the band? Is that the pun? No one knows what you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about. It was a movie. The movie with the hanging tree and the kids who like the. You know what I'm talking about. It was really popular. I know you know what I'm talking about. The Hunger Games, yeah. Okay, The Hunger Games. That is a movie I have never seen that I need to watch, but Emmy says that she's not going to watch it with me because she doesn't think I will appreciate it properly, and I'll just make fun of it because of some of the absolutely stupid scenes, like when PETA dresses himself up as a cake. That's a scene. That is a real scene. He's a cake decorator, and he uses that to camouflage himself in the river so that he doesn't get caught. I'm not making that. That is a real scene from the movie. I mean, she's not wrong. I want to see it. But I might not be the nicest towards. I don't know. It seems silly, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But that is a real scene. I know what I'm talking about. Y'all are trying to gaslight me into saying that doesn't exist, but that does exist. He turned himself into rocks because he was a cake decorator. He's like, I used to decorate cakes so I can camouflage myself as a rock and live in the river, and that was a thing that happened. That was a real scene from the movie. Y'all out here thinking I don't know what I'm talking about, but sometimes I know what I'm talking about. Every once in a while, when the moon is full, the brain cells come together, and I know what I'm talking about. That scene deserves to be made fun of. That's what I'm saying. It was a ridiculous scene. It was absolutely ridiculous. It's as ridiculous as the Twilight scene. Like some of the overacted, like, Bella, I'm a vampire. That stuff, right? Like, it deserves to be made fun of. I don't remember him being a cake maker, but it shows him in training doing that. I am like 80% certain that that's what he says. That I decorated cakes, so I can. Maybe I know that there was a parody movie of it, and maybe it's the parody movie that said that he was a cake decorator. So maybe I'm conflating the parody movie with the actual movie. But the scene is still ridiculous, regardless. The only reason I remember spheres being impossible because of JoJo's Part 7. Someday I will sit down and watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That is one anime I could never get into. I don't know exactly why, but JoJo's Bizarre Adventure never clicked with me. I don't know. I never really got it, I guess. Do y'all watch Dr. Stone? I tried watching Dr. Stone. But I remember I don't remember what it was, but I remember watching something in one of the episodes, and I was like, this is absolutely ridiculous. And I stopped watching it after that, and I don't remember what it was that I saw that I thought was ridiculous, but I have seen parts of it. It also concerns me that I'm pretty sure, I don't know this is 100% true, but people have said it, so I'm fairly certain it's true that the creator of Dr. Stone used to make adult manga, if you know what I mean, and that he slipped some of that into the Dr. Stone as well. So I didn't keep watching it because of that. I'm afraid of the adult content that apparently has been slipped into the show. Maybe it's too bizarre for you. I feel like it'd be more fun to swim through glass and watch a movie with Waffle. We'd probably fight if you dissed my favorite movie. If you tell me your favorite movie, I will rip it apart for you, Dex. Tell the class what is your favorite movie so that I can talk smack about it. Also, I am very enjoyable to watch movies with. Just saying. I most definitely will not. I feel like you need to tell me your favorite movie now. I'm gonna guess your favorite movie is Forrest Gump. And honestly, there's not a lot to tear apart about Forrest Gump because Forrest Gump is a good movie. It is a very solid movie. To be fair, adult work is very common because it's a quick paycheck. Everyone's favorite mangaka, animator, VA has dabbled in adult work. That is unfortunately very true. That is unfortunately a very true reality of our world. The same way that people sell feet pics and stuff for quick money as well. It is a very sad reality. I am very hyped that we are getting the ending of My Hero Academia. It looks like My Hero Academia and Frieren are both getting another season later this year. And I am very excited to see the ending of Frieren. That is definitely one of my favorite anime of all time. Very quickly became a favorite. And I'm very happy to see My Hero Academia come to a good conclusion, to be drawn to the end. Just because we're besties now doesn't mean I'm going to let you insult my favorite things. But you don't know that I'm going to insult it. There are some movies that I enjoy. I thought The Watchmen was absolute cinema, one of the best movies ever made. Same thing with Sucker Punch. I thought Sucker Punch had some beautiful cinematography and storytelling. So, you know, I can compliment things too. It's just most things get way too much compliments and not enough hate. Except for Cats. I feel like Cats got an appropriate amount of hate for what it was. What do you think about Hunter x Hunter? Hunter x Hunter is tough for me. Because I've heard that Hunter x Hunter is one of those like absolute must-watch classics. Like up there with the big three. which don't even get me started on the big three. Dragon Ball Z and One Piece are absolutely garbage, so the big three doesn't deserve to be the big three. But so I started watching Hunter x Hunter, and I got about 10 episodes in, and I was just like, I'm bored. Like, I don't know if it's just got a really slow start or has bad pacing, but like, I was so bored of it by 10 episodes in that I didn't get very far into it. So I don't know that I gave it a fair shot, but I was bored after 10 episodes. Yes, it has bad pacing. It seems like some of the older, especially the older shonen, definitely suffer from bad pacing. But like, at the same time, okay, bad pacing happens, but like, look at Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho was one of the greatest old animes of all time, and that just start right from the beginning. It's an absolute banger. I loved Yu Yu Hakusho, and it started so good. Although I will say one thing, and it's another one, I know it's a product of its time, I know anime does this, but like, the way he constantly lifts up, I don't even remember her. I want to say Kagome, but I'm pretty sure that's not Yu Yu Hakusho. Kagome is Inuyasha. So the way he constantly lifts up that girl's skirt, and again, it's like, this is middle school. Do we really need to be lifting up the middle school girl's skirt? Like, is that really necessary, essential to the plot? Like, that's real cringe, bro. That's real cringe. Hide before the fan base gets you. The only adult stuff I've seen in Dr. Home is a large size of certain body parts. That's about it. I've heard the scene that everyone told me is the water scene in the river where they're making something in the river apparently is really bad. They're coming for you saying One Piece is garbage is wild. Here's the thing. I stand by saying One Piece is garbage. Because even like the biggest One Piece fans will tell you, oh, you know, it starts off slow. You just have to watch, if you watch the first 500 episodes, after episode 500, it gets really good. Something can't be good if it takes 500 episodes to get good. But like how Forrest Gump is a lightly veiled critique of the U.S. involvement in bad decisions of Vietnam War, how did India counter that? I'm guessing with over-the-top visual effects. I'm guessing is how they countered that. Because I know Bollywood is pretty famous for their over-the-top visual effects. 500 episode build up, and Luffy is the most annoying main character I've ever seen in an anime, and like the first episode is so unstomachable, where you're introduced to Luffy and he's hiding in the barrel, and then he busts out of the barrel and he goes, yeah, I'm so hungry. It is, no, I shut it off right there. I cannot stand it, hate it. That is the worst voice acting I have ever heard in an anime. Not to mention the filler, and I know everyone says, oh, One Piece doesn't have filler. It has filler. It doesn't have filler episodes, but it will make you stare at the same waterfall for 15 seconds. It'll keep panning over the same waterfall 15 times, and then it'll have these really stupid scenes where like you'll watch a fight happen and the fight will end, and then they'll flash back to the fight that just happened. Bruh, you don't need a flashback to the thing we just watched 5 seconds ago. Like, I could rip on One Piece all day. There's not a single redeemable thing about One Piece. Cannot stand it. And I'm fairly certain most of the people who watch One Piece now, it's a lost, like a what's that? That's a sunk cost fallacy. Where, okay, well, I've watched 1,200 episodes. I've been watching this for 15 years. If I admit that it's bad now, then it'll look like I've wasted my life. So I just got to keep watching it in hopes that it gets better. Spoiler alert, it's not. That's why I'm glad that My Hero Academia is ending. Because as much as I love My Hero Academia, I would love to see more stories in the world. Stories need to end. If they get drawn out for that long, they become so horrible. The overtop thing is only for mass entertainment movies, like saying Hollywood is all drama and spice because of the superhero movies. There's absolutely golden Bollywood. I've actually heard that. I have heard that there's America just basically sees the over the top Bollywood, but there's actually like some really good cinematic masterpieces that we haven't seen. So I have heard that before, so I definitely stand corrected on that. I pray they never make an Indian answer to One Piece. I've been hooked on One Piece since episode 10, to each their own exist. I didn't even make it to episode 10, to be honest, so maybe it's one of those like Hunter x Hunter where I needed to watch it a little longer, but I've tried watching it dubbed, I've tried watching it subbed, I've tried reading the manga, I tried the live action Netflix. I cannot get into One Piece. Have you seen the new My Hero Academia? I have not watched. So the Vigilantes, I've been hearing a lot about Vigilantes, and we've talked about this before. I have not started watching Vigilantes, but the creator of My Hero Academia makes it really, really hard to support him, and the new Vigilante series only exacerbates the problem that this dude can't beat the allegations, that he makes the main character in her really skimpy outfit and shows way too much of her butt, and it's like, oh, she has to be 15 years old for the story. Like, does she really need to be? That combined with like the Invisible Girl scandal, I don't know. I don't know if I can really support the guy anymore. No, there's no spoilers. No spoilers, Dex. I'm not talking. I haven't seen it. I just know that the creator has had a lot of allegations against him, and it seems like he cannot avoid controversy to save his life. Y'all play Splatoon? I tried Splatoon, and I was real bad at Splatoon. Like, real bad at Splatoon. So I don't play it very much because I'm super bad at it. But I saw that we're getting a Splatoon spin-off, so maybe I'll be okay at that game. But as far as like regular Splatoon goes, I am too bad to play Splatoon. Am I lagging out, or why can I not grab these things? Am I just full? I'm full on everything. That's why I can't grab it. Splatoon looks cool, but I don't have a Switch. It's a cool game. It's a cool concept. I just suck at it. Especially because like they say in order to be a pro player, you have to use the motion controls. Like, the motion controls are mandatory to compete in the online space. And I cannot figure out the motion controls for the life of me, so maybe that's part of the problem. Alright, let's rack up the last few kills before the end of the match. But yeah, that's my rant about One Piece. I cannot stand One Piece. I am trying to find a new anime to watch, though. I have gotten through most of my anime, so it is time to watch another anime. Bringing up an earlier topic, I think the only piece of media that I've seen do sexualization of women right, though I wouldn't call it that, is Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man's another one I couldn't get into. I wanted to get into Chainsaw Man, but maybe new generation anime is just not for me. Like, I didn't like Chainsaw Man. I didn't like Dr. Stone. I didn't like what is it? Jujutsu no Kaisen. I can't remember what it's actually called in English. I didn't like Demon Slayer. I don't like most of these new isekais, so just maybe modern anime is just not for me. Because lately the stuff they've been releasing I have not. But like Delicious in Dungeon, I love Delicious in Dungeon. I thought that was amazing. I love Free Ren. I tried watching Oh, what was it? Shield Hero? Rising of Shield Hero? And that one, I don't know how I feel about that one. I understand why Chainsaw Man isn't for everyone. It's not an unpopular opinion to say that. I need to watch Attack on Titan. Emmy and I have watched season 1 of Attack on Titan like 15 times, and then we always get distracted by something else, and we never gotten past season 1. But I like Attack on Titan, though I've heard that the ending kind of ruins it for it, so I don't know if it's actually worth watching all the way through, but I did like Attack on Titan. Someday I will finish it. Alright, we're going to do a defense mission, which means we need a... Let's grab a spear for funsies. Let's grab a spear and orbital fire barrage. That one and that one. Okay. The case study of Vanitas? I don't know that one. Speaking of anime, it looks like the new Digimon game is overhauling its combat system in some really good ways. Okay. I like Digimon. I haven't really played many of the Digimon games. What they need to make is a new Monster Rancher game. Cause like Monster Rancher had the coolest mechanic where you would open up your PlayStation while you were playing the game and you would put in a disc from another game or a music CD or a DVD, and you get a randomly generated monster based on the data in that CD. That was the coolest mechanic. And now that we've had so many advances in like technology, I feel like Monster Rancher could really thrive with connecting to the internet or scanning barcodes, or they could do so many cool things with that. So I really hope Monster Rancher makes a comeback in modern technology. I would really love to see some Monster Rancher succeed. I loved Monster Rancher a lot. Bringing up earlier, Dr. Stone is not dirty. There's like 1 or 2 parts that I could barely see that is a little weird. I might give Dr. Stone another try then. You know, it has been a while since I tried it, so maybe I'll have to give Dr. Stone another try. It's been a little while. I'm not opposed to giving it another shot. I'm excited for the Spice and Wolf remake. I really liked Spice and Wolf, though I'm really nervous about it because it's another one of those anime like why is Wolf always naked? Like why did she have to get naked all the time randomly? So I hope the Spice and Wolf remake tones that down a little bit. What is with you and Monster Rancher? There is nothing with me and Monster Rancher. It just so happened you were talking about Suezo yesterday, which is the main character from Monster Rancher, and I loved the mechanics of Monster Rancher. What about cooking in another world?
Allied destroyer joining squadron, deploying Helldiver to combat zone.
I don't think I've seen Cooking in Another World. I did watch Are you talking about Tavern in Another World? Because I loved Tavern in Another World. Tavern in Another World was the cozy isekai style anime done right. See you next time, Polyblank. Thanks for hanging out. There's a point after which the sexualization just loops back to being like Bayonetta. I have never played Bayonetta, so that's another one on the list that I need to go try out. It's when he gets a huge familiar. I don't think I know that one then. All right, Spear, do your thing, Spear. Boom! How did that one miss? It locked on and he's right there. I call shenanigans on that. That should not have been a miss. Cooking in Another World. Check it out. Okay. Where's it streaming on? Do you know where it's streaming on? I will check it out. I'm using the Breakout Incinerary, the fully automatic one. Breaker Incinerary. Bayonetta was a great button masher. I know she got added to Smash Brothers, but that's about as much as I know about Bayonetta. It's on the list. There is a large list of games that I still need to play. It is on the list. Usually I don't take off the crossbow, but I was doing a flame build, so I was just enjoying all the fire, you know? It's on Crunchyroll. I need to get my Crunchyroll subscription again. That is on the list. So what we do is we subscribe to like one service, and then we watch all the stuff we want to watch, and then we cancel it, and then we go and get the other service. So the next one we're getting, or honestly, is HBO, because they have Samurai Jack, which I want to watch Samurai Jack, but then they also have that other show that was made by the creator of Samurai Jack that I've never gotten to watch, about the caveman. I think it's called Primal. I've heard Primal is really, really good, so I want to watch that one next. Asaf, welcome in. Hello. So that is the next one on the list, is to watch Primal, because I've heard great things about Primal. How's it going this morning? Trying to think, there was something else on there that that I was gonna watch on HBO also, and I can't remember what it was. But that's the next series we're gonna get. I guess after that we can grab Crunchyroll though. The Spear's like that kid who boasts up about going to the best courses, best tutors, and somehow fails at the thing he was trained for. It's lock-on anti-armor missile. How's it outclassed by an almost 250-year-old anti-tank? I actually heard that the Spear is pretty good at taking down Leviathans now. That they now let us hunt the whales, going whale hunting. Yar. I used to use AniWatch. It's a little annoying because it redirects you if you press something after a while. We press nothing, but it's free. I developed muscle memory for closing tabs. I've not heard of AniWatch. I'll check it out. As long as it's not like some sort of illegal streaming site. We don't support any of the piracy or illegal streaming site. I don't mind paying for my content properly. I don't mind that at all. Oh, well, shoot. I just ruined that guy's minds with the eagle. Whoops. Where are all the Bile Titans? I feel like I haven't seen a single Bile Titan spawn yet. I know I'm going to regret saying that, but where are the Bile Titans at? When Brawl Stars? Soon? I think? I'm pretty sure I actually went and downloaded it. It is on the list. We just have such a backlog of games. I'm playing Bayonetta now. Because today, hopefully today is payday, which means if I get paid today, we are going to grab, there is 2 games I really want to get. There is one that is a idle aquarium game that seems to be based off of the old Flash game, the I can't remember, the Insane Aquarium or Frantic Aquarium or something like that. That was like one of my old favorite Flash games, so I really want to get that. And then there's a game where you play as the head monk of a Catholic abbey, and you have to brew beer. And that seems right up my alley, so that is probably the game that I'm going to get next. It's anti-piracy. It's just very full of redirects to websites, but it's all right. Okay, I'll check it out. Honestly, what I'm trying to set up next is a Plex server. I really want to start converting all of my DVDs into a cloud so that when the power grid fails or when all the fear-mongering comes true, I can still access my DVDs in the apocalypse, you know? On Prime Video, there's a really good show. It has a Pac-Man video and other games. Oh, you're talking about Secret Level, right? I watched a little bit of Secret Level because I watched the episode with the Space Marines because I'm huge into Warhammer. So I liked that one. I'm really sad that Helldivers never got an episode. I hope that if they do a season 2, of Secret Level, then I really hope we get a full Helldivers episode because I really feel like the Helldivers deserve a full feature-length episode, you know? I feel like they've earned it. I would watch a Helldivers TV show, to be honest. How do you feel about Elden Ring? Oh boy, I am currently at this moment, at this very active moment, chicken, I am getting hate mail because of my opinions on Elden Ring. Because the other day we were talking about how much I dislike Elden Ring because someone had come in and asked if I could delete one game from existence, what would it be? And I chose Fortnite, but I said as a second fallback, I would delete Elden Ring or Dark Souls because I really, really despise the toxicities and the Dark Souls bros that come out of the get good. I really hate that. And so I posted the clip of that, and it brought out all the get good bros to come and tell me how much they hate me for my opinions on it. So I do not enjoy Elden Ring, but I want to clarify. I do not think that just because I don't like Elden Ring that it shouldn't exist. People can enjoy the game if they want to enjoy it. I work 12 hours a day. I stream, I make content, and then I go to my regular day job for 10 hours. I come home, I've got an hour to do dinner and talk and spend time with my wife, and then it's time for bed. So I work 12 hours a day. I simply don't have the time to go and play a game that I don't enjoy and bang my head against the wall trying to beat a boss like the Elden Ring bosses. I simply don't have the time in my life. And so it's not that it's a bad game. I think that some of the game design is bad. I think it's a really bad cop-out for them, like, oh, the lore can be whatever you want it to be. But I just hate the toxicity that it breeds. Not that I don't like Elden Ring. I don't like the toxicity that it brings. You don't enjoy Elden Ring? Did you try getting good? So that I want to clarify. It's not that I'm an Elden Ring hater. I hate the toxicity that it brings about, not the game itself. Now, there was another question on there. Master of Ceremony. Did you buy the Master of Ceremony War Bond? Yes, I have bought every single War Bond because I love Arrowhead, and even if I don't like the War Bond, I'm going to buy every single War Bond they put out because I believe in the company, and I want to support them, and I want them to make more content. So I will buy every single one of their War Bonds, even if I don't enjoy it. I'll tell you what. We were talking about doing Mario Maker or Pokemon for Carlo Acutis becoming a saint and dying. If you all hate me that much, I will go and buy Elden Ring, and we will play Elden Ring, and we'll donate $1 for every death we have in Elden Ring, and you can watch me suffer for 8 hours through Elden Ring. Seth, welcome, hi. I see it says that you're saying, I don't know if is that YouTube, my thing randomly pops that says that people said hi. I don't know if they're actually typing out hi or if there's a button for it. I don't know what that is. Is that what you all want? You want me to go buy Elden Ring and watch me suffer for 8 hours in Elden Ring and have people come in and tell me, have you tried getting good? Get good. Is that really the entertaining? You want to watch that for 8 hours? Is that what you all want to do with your life? Oh, there's a button that says hi. Okay, I didn't realize that was a button. I thought that was just people literally typing said hi. Good to know. More than anything ever. The sad thing is, I bought Elden Ring. I bought it for my PlayStation, and I returned it for half credit back because I knew I'd hate the game. I just wanted to try it, and I was like, "Yep, I hated it." So I returned it to get half my money back. So now I'll have to buy. Now I have to buy it again. Or we can rent it on. We can rent it on GameFly. I work 13 to 14 hours everywhere and only play 1 to 2 hours a day. I still beat the game without memorizing any boss patterns. Get good is good advice. All right. All right. We will consider strongly for the Carlo Acutis stream doing a Souls game. You all may have convinced me that we will do that. You can only end the stream when you've gotten good. Suno, thank you so much for the donations. I truly appreciate that. Makes my day. Thank you so much. If y'all donate enough, this is how I'm going to end the stream. I want to show you all this. People asking about the guess your ages. Be careful. Please don't dox yourself. If you're under the age of 18, please don't tell me. We don't want to dox any minors, so please be careful with that. As we were talking about ages in the stream, I don't want anyone to dox themselves. I don't want anyone to be uncomfortable. So do be wary of that. I'm going to show you all something. I've been talking about this a lot on stream. I want to show you all something. Bear with me. Bear with me. Where did it go? Where did it come from? Where did it go? Okay. Pulling it up. Here we go. Next. Yes, resist temptation. That is a good thing to do. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Where is my... All right, we'll just make a new one really quick. Here we go. Okay. How did you feel about Marvel Rivals? I loved Marvel Rivals. I'm just terrible at it. We were talking about this earlier. This is the charity that is ongoing right now for Helldivers. I logged on and I was like, oh, I want this helmet. $7,300 for the signed helmet. Okay, what about this controller? I really like the controller. I wanted this custom controller you see over here. Custom controller is $2,050 right now. Signed copy of Helldivers 2 for PS5, $571. And then these are the ones that I really wanted to get. These are custom original artwork. Look at how cool that is. A custom autocannon drawn piece of artwork. And I want that. But $1,000 is what it's at right now. Like, there's no way. And I know people are kind of upset about this. Like, they want these, and I want it too. But it's for a good cause, right? It's for charity. So I'm glad that they're raising money. But like even this tote bag. This tote bag. It is literally just a bag that says Helldivers, signed by the Arrowhead staff. Guess how much this tote bag is right now. There's a few reasons why we tell people not to give out their age. One, doxing things. Two, some platforms, I'm pretty sure YouTube does. YouTube will hold you responsible if you have people giving out their ages in their chat. So I don't want to get a strike against me for it, which is also why I discourage it. But also because I am a Catholic content creator, Here, let me shrink this down for a second so you can see my face, because this is serious waffle time. Here we go. So the big reason is because I am a Catholic content creator, and YouTubers in general cannot beat the allegations of interacting with minors. And as a Catholic content creator, because the Catholic Church is scrutinized so much over interactions with minors, I have to really protect myself, because as a Catholic content creator, people are going to be, in particular, looking at me as an example of those allegations. So I have to be really careful with it and make sure that I'm protecting myself and protecting all of you, because we want to keep this a safe, family-friendly environment. And I don't want to deal with those allegations. I don't want people to think that I am trying to interact with people who are underage in any way, shape, or form, because again, there is a very, very bad history of Catholicism and that. And I simply don't need that in my life. So that is where that conversation comes from. Is one, the platform itself will punish you. Two, it can be unsafe for minors. And three, it's for my own protection because of those allegations. So here it is. So this is the tote bag. This is currently at $1,000 for that tote bag that I was just showing here. It's cool stuff, but I can't afford it. Yeah, that is exactly. I want this stuff. I want to support them. There's nothing on here that I can afford. So I'm glad that they're at $16,000 raised for charity. And that's what, at the end of the day, there are people who are saying that they're really, really upset with, well, I want this stuff. Why can't you make more? Why can't you? It's for charity. Like, how can you be upset that they're raising money for charity? Like, come on, people. Like, I get that you want the stuff. I get it's cool. I'm bummed that I'm not going to be able to get any of this limited edition artwork too, but it's for a good cause, right? You can't seriously be upset that you can't get those things. It's not $300 for the bag. It's $1,000 for that bag, and growing. $1,000. So the cheapest thing right now, I think, is this artwork, the Combat Hatchet original artwork. This one is only $300 right now. Take that back. It's up to $560 right now. So, what's your favorite game? It can't be Helldivers. Oh, that is very tough. Helldivers is definitely up there on one of my favorite games. But if I had to pick an all-time favorite game of all time, I'm going to go with Metal Gear Solid 3. I think Metal Gear Solid 3 is an absolute masterpiece. You've got great music. You've got a ton of fun mechanics. You've got interesting bosses. You've got Easter eggs for days. You've got different ways to engage in the gameplay. You've got a great story. I think Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite game of all time. The only other game that I may have played longer and more is World of Warcraft. And that's a whole other thing. Can we do Brawl Stars now, please? Unfortunately, the reason why I stopped playing Helldivers is because I have to go to work now. This is the end of my stream. I'm actually 10 minutes past my usual streaming time, so I have to be done for now, unfortunately, because it is time for me to go get ready for work, unfortunately. So, yeah, that is it for today, but we will be streaming again on Friday. We will be back live on Friday, so look forward to more streaming then. I do want to play Brawl Stars. Here's the thing. I need to go play Brawl Stars off camera a little bit, because I don't know if I'm going to enjoy the game or if I'm going to be terrible at it, and I don't want to play a game where it's like, I really hate this and I suck at it, and I'm going to rage quit in 5 minutes. You know, if I'm going to make a stream out of it, I want to make sure that it's something that I can play for a period of time. So thank you everyone for joining me today. As always, let's end with our prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, thank you for your blessed day. Thank you for all that you have done for us. Today, we continue to pray for peace in the Middle East and all the wars that are ongoing. Help all the people who are suffering from the outcome of war through all the fear, all the suffering, the loss of family member, whether it be the loss of food, whatever loss they are dealing with. Lord, help them. We continue to pray for people who don't know what they're doing in their life, who are still planning their vocation, the people who are trying to figure out whether they go into the priesthood, whether they're meant to be a monk, whether they're meant to be married. Lord, help them to figure out the next steps of their lives. We pray for all the people who don't believe in you, all the people who are questioning, all the people who are unsure, all the people who really don't know. Lord, help to soften their hearts and help them to see. And finally, we pray for all the souls in purgatory, all the souls who have been forgotten, all the souls who have no one left to pray for them. Lord, help them. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Can we play with you? If I get onto Brawl Stars, I will open it up to play with everyone for sure. We can do that. I think you play like 4 people at once, so that could definitely be a fun thing. Thank you, everyone, for the well wishes. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning. It truly does make my day. This is the thing I look forward to the most some days, is just getting to chat with you all and tell you how much I hate Elden Ring and be forced to play it. So, and welcome to the new people, all the new folks hanging around. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day, and we will see you on Friday morning, bright and early.